Hiya. I'll say hiya again just in case that cut off. Last time I did a stream, I loved how it started. It started with me saying titties for some reason. If you go back, I think it's the last one. It was either the last one we did, like not wrestling. I mean, just like normal, or the one before. I'm sure my opening was titties. Anyway,
because it takes a few seconds to kick in.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I'll say hiya twice there in case the first one didn't catch. But there is. We had two people in the chat briefly. It just went down to one.
Yep.
Oh, there we are. There's two people in the chat there. Rodders.
Hey, Rodders.
All. Hi, Rodders and Scotty Nations Pop. Yo, yo, yo.
And Scotty, indeed.
You can't see Scotty.
Shit, I have to put my glasses back on then.
Yeah. I was trying to think of some John Cena thing to. Yeah. So yeah, welcome to the WWE Crown Jewel 2021 predictions and a bit of discussion as well. We've got to go through the motions and discuss it. That's not a dig at you, Jason, about going through the motions.
Hey.
A Jason Bowell movement joke. I can't resist it, even on a relatively serious discussion like this. Well, it's about as serious as I can get, anyway. But as you can see, it's just three of us at the moment, anyway. I'm joined by the usual panelists in Rach and Jason, not suitable for Mum, the Night Owl, Vicky. She may be joining us at some point tonight. If not, she will send her apologies, no doubt. But I know she's intending to join, but she's running late. I think she's out at a meeting or something like that, so she may turn up later. But her predictions will be logged by Jason.
Indeed.
Jason.
Logs, yes. Okay. Carry on.
Whatever, whether she's here or not. A bit of a look at the chat before I say hello to the panel. Rodders, I'm listening tonight. Won't be in chat much. Oh, thank you, Rodders. Well, no problem. I appreciate you sticking around and just listening. Stop, wait a minute. That's Ringo on Twitch, of all things. Says, how many farts has Mr. Clow done today? Well, how long's a piece of string? Even he's lost count. Everyone knows about Jason's bowel movements.
Yeah. And we got Ringo on as well.
How long's a piece of string? I heard myself echo there. Who was that?
I'll just put my tablet down.
Scotty says, I probably won't talk as much as well. Got more college stuff to do. Well, I appreciate you listening in. I mean, that's that's the main thing to do, really. I mean, you're not missing much looking at us three, that's for sure. But if you can get better out of treating this a bit like a some sort of
the only thing worth watching for is Jimmy's expression when I let go.
when you let go, right? And on that to say hello to the panel, really. So as I say, Vicky may be joining us later. We're not sure yet. But in the meantime, I'm joined once again by Rach Kappa. Hi, Rach. You all right?
Hiya.
You looking forward to Crown Jewel?
Not really.
That's all right. You don't need to sugarcoat it if you're not looking forward to it. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. As I was kind of intimating to you before the stream started, I'm not exactly overjoyed by the prospect either, but at least it's something that's on at a reasonable time. But but always good to see you on the panel anyway, Rach.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Good. And of course, we're also joined by the bowel movement maestro himself.
Thank you.
Jason Clow, a.k.a. Not Suitable for Mum. Hiya, Jace.
Howdy do.
How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. A bit tired, but otherwise, fun and dandy.
Okay. Anything in the world of wrestling you want to quickly touch upon before we get going with the serious business?
No, not really. Crown Jewel will be what it will be. There's I think there'll be a couple of decent matches out of it, which will be a nice change.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to be discussing the Crown Jewel matches as that's kind of a given, Jay. So just wondered if there's anything else. Although, as as I think most of you in the chat will know, Jason does also do another live wrestling discussion with Vicky on the Night Owls channel.
Yeah.
Is that normally every 2 weeks? Is it, Jace?
Yeah, every 2 weeks. So it should be this weekend.
So there is one coming up. So
yeah, about 10 o'clock GMT.
They're probably going to be discussing the fallout of Crown Jewel, assuming there is any to talk about, and everything else that's going on in the world.
Ours is more of a general chat about wrestling as a whole rather than predictions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And if you want to go in there and just roast Jason in the chat like I did last time, then there's a lot.
Why not?
You don't even need to like wrestling to do that. Just go in and look at his daft old face and let rip.
Well, you never let rip, yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and Jason will certainly let rip of a fashion. But
they can be just like Leroy and just come up with that inane matches that will never ever happen.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. It's all good fun. Vicky takes it in good spirits. So
she does indeed, yeah.
If I remember, and if she comes in later, I'll try and remember to ask her to put a channel link down in the chat. But you can find the Night Owl easy enough on YouTube, I'm sure. And she's on Twitch as well. Right, so before we get going with Crown Jewel, I think we've got a bit of business to take care of regarding predictions scores. So, Jason, I'm going to hand over to you now.
Yep.
Tell us where we're at.
Just bring those up a minute. Okay, so when we had the last one, I didn't have the scores on me. So we're going from SummerSlam, and we had Vicky with 6, Rachel with 6, me with 8, and Jimmy with 5.
Okay, so Jason wins SummerSlam.
I did indeed.
If the loser had a forfeit every month, wouldn't it? Like they do, I think they do that on Cultaholic or something like that.
Yeah, I said I don't think
who actually can be bothered. If you can think of any interesting forfeits, I mean, we probably won't do any of them because it'd be horrible, no doubt. But
try some bizarre sweets or something that no one's tried before.
Sniff Jason's computer chair for longer than 30 seconds. Actually, Justin would enjoy that.
He probably would, yeah.
Okay.
And on that note, we go over to Extreme Rules
because that's quite extreme. In August and Extreme Rules in September. How did we do that?
Okay, so Vicky got 5, Rachel got 4, I got 3. So very different change of fortunes. And Jimmy, you got 4. So, with that said, there's been a bit of change around with the overall scores, indeed. Right, in 4th place, we have Vicky with 37.
Okay.
Rachel was 3rd with 38. And then joint first is me and you, Jimmy, with 41.
Oh, God, blimey. We've got joint leaders now, and it's getting quite late on. In fact,
we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on the 10th pay-per-view.
In fact,
with Crown Jewel.
I think Survivor Series is the last pay-per-view of the year because they cancelled TLC, didn't they?
Have they?
Yeah. It was done. I saw that.
So, Survivor Series will be the last chance to do the scores for this year. So I mean, obviously we take into consideration Crown Jewel scores as well. But then there's only Survivor Series to go, and then come January we'll be announcing the 2021 winner. And
we usually wait till WrestleMania though, don't we? Because we do from WrestleMania. I thought we did from WrestleMania to WrestleMania. Oh, no.
No,
or is it Royal Rumble? Hang on, let me
talking
check.
out your shitter again, Jace.
Wait a minute, let me check.
No, you don't.
No, you are right. From Royal Rumble. Yeah, from Royal Rumble. So not long to go. Well, there we go. So anybody's game, really.
Well, yeah.
4 points in it.
It's going to be. It's going to be funny that I don't know when we're going to be doing the predictions for the first January pay-per-view. I think it's called Day 1 or something like that. It's on January the 1st. So tradition would dictate that we'd be doing a stream on New Year's Eve, but I'm not sure. I mean, blooming egg. I mean, I don't want to be saying to you two and Vicky, like, make sure you've got New Year's Eve free.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it'd probably be fine after a certain time, unless we do it the day before.
Well, the 30th of December. Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking. I know it's a bit of
that's not yet. Obviously, we've got Survivor Series to come and go before that, so we can sort that out nearer the time.
That's a bit weird about TLC, though, isn't it? So we got
I mean, I don't actually mind it. I mean, if they sort of, I don't know. I mean, they really could have done. They could have swapped out Extreme Rules for TLC this year because there's only one Extreme Rules match anyway.
Exactly.
But it's I don't mind particularly because I don't know. I think
it's going to be like about 6 weeks or something, though, isn't it, between pay-per-views or something daft.
Yeah, but there's often a fair gap between the December one and Royal Rumble anyway, which is the end of August normally.
True.
So there's going to be a shorter gap between day one on January the 1st and Royal Rumble, which traditionally is usually the last Sunday.
Maybe that's why they're doing day one.
It's meant to be some sort of slightly new. I think it's like a Nick Khan idea or something. So if he doesn't stay in Vince McMahon's good books, then that might be something that falls by the wayside after the first one. But anyway, right. So we are on the home stretch towards the end of the prediction league, and it's neck and neck between me and Jason at the moment. But we've got Crown Jewel and Survivor Series to come before we crown a winner. And speaking of Crown Jewel, it's tomorrow. I think Rach said earlier on it starts at the pay-per-view starts at 5 p.m. UK time. There'll be an hour-long pre-show at 4 o'clock.
I was thinking though, Jimmy, if you win, it'd be all right because there'll be someone else sitting on the throne.
Yeah. Toilets are good for jokes, aren't they, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I've lost her. Oh yeah, that's it. I was about to throw it over to Rach to kick us off. Are you ready to write our stuff down? By the way, Jason.
Yeah, I certainly am.
Okay, good. In that case, Rach Kappa will do as she always does, and she will tell us each match that has been announced for Crown Jewel so far. So, Rach, Jason's dropped something there.
That's right, knocked a glass.
Okay. Rach, kick us off, please.
The first match I've got written down is Matsu, is it? Versus Ali.
Mansoor.
Oh yeah.
Versus Ali.
Mansoor versus is his name Mustafa or Ali? Or
it is a Mustafa Ali. Yeah,
I thought he had the Mustafa back. Yeah. Okay, Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor. Okay. Rach, have you got?
Well, it's weird that Ali's been added to this pay-per-view because the last few times that they've done it, he hasn't been there, has he?
No.
So I'm gonna go with Masu.
Mansoor, yeah.
However you pronounce his name.
Just
that bloke.
Just imagine a man who saw Rach.
Yeah.
Like how Jason feels every morning when he wakes up.
Well, afterwards.
Okay. I'm not going to ask after what. Rodders says Mansoor isn't losing his Saudi. Well, yeah, he's kind of like the Undertaker or Goldberg or someone in Saudi Arabia, isn't he? Mansoor is the home country hero. So Jason, Mansoor versus Ali.
Yeah, I pretty much say Mansoor because of that reason you just said. I can't see him losing, to be honest. And also the way they've done the story makes sense for him to win.
Yeah. Okay, 2 for Mansoor. Scotty says Mansoor's going 4-0 in Saudi Arabia. Will it be? Oh, will it be? Yeah, I suppose it will be.
I think he's right.
Yeah. So I don't think I've got anything to really deviate from the consensus here. I like Mustafa Ali. I mean, I know he's been used brilliantly in recent years, but back in the days when 205 Live was worth watching most of the time.
Yeah.
He was one of my favourite members of that roster, and I think I think he was a bit unlucky with injury for a time, but I would have liked to have seen him get a really good push. Because I think Mustafa Ali, I think he was a really good baby fit. I'm not saying he's a bad heel. For me, he seemed more like a natural baby face for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's young enough where, he could have a decent career if the cards fall in the right place, of course. But it's WWE, and I don't want to sort of say, he's had a good career or not.
Yeah, you can never tell.
We've seen, big names just get dropped like hot shit this year. So
yeah, indeed.
Rodder's first ever Muslim versus Muslim on a WWE pay-per-view. History's being made. It's 2 Muslims wrestling one another, which apparently has never happened before on pay-per-view. I'm going for Mansoor. I'd like to see Ali win, but Mansoor never loses in his home country. So
it may be a first.
Easy peasy, cheesy peasy for me.
Please.
I don't think I should be allowed to talk tonight. I'm just coming out wrong. Right, next match, please, Rach.
Well, next match I've got is the Hell in a Cell match between Edge versus Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Hell in a Cell match.
This could be
Hell
good.
in a Cell pay-per-view. I'd not forgotten about this one. It's just but now that you've reminded me about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's something I am quite looking forward to. I mean, Edge and Rollins have had a pretty decent feud, I would say.
They have, yeah.
I mean, it's not blown my bollocks off massively. It's been all right. But WWE generally this year, and probably last year, well, definitely last year as well, hasn't blown my socks off. So
that's
anyway, who have you got inside Hell in a Cell, Rach?
Do you know what? I'm going to say Edge, mainly because of how this whole thing with him and Seth going to his house, and so Edge has got a real bone to pick with Seth. So I'm going to say Edge.
All right. Rach has picked Edge. Not suitable for Mum. Edge versus Rollins.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because there's been so much sort of back and forth, and they both sort of seem to be quite evenly matched as far as the actual outcomes and their sort of level of violence towards each other have been. So anybody's ball game. I want to say Edge. Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's probably gonna be Seth, but I'm gonna pick Edge just because it's Edge, right?
Okay.
But I can quite easily see it going the other way.
Yeah. 2 for Edge. I don't think it would harm Rollins to lose this one. But with Edge being pretty much, we know that he's a part-timer, I don't think it would be massively beneficial if he won it either, but it wouldn't.
No.
So, I don't know, it's feeling like a bit of a heads or tails coin toss for me, this, but...
It really depends on whether Edge is going to get a proper title run again.
I doubt it, simply because of his part-time stuff. I mean, he might get a brief one if he can, win it somewhere and then drop it a month later. Is that? Oh yeah, the draft comes into effect after the pay-per-view, doesn't it? Is Edge going to Raw, or I can't remember?
I can't remember.
Oh, you'll have to do your
I
homework.
think no, they're both going to the same brand. They're both going to Raw, I believe.
Oh, they're both going to Raw.
As far as, and I'm pretty sure they're both going to the same brand. Yeah,
might continue then. I mean, a Hell in a Cell match does feel like a kind of feud ender to me, but that doesn't mean it will be. I'm gonna be. It's probably gonna be to my detriment, and this might mean that Jason races ahead of me in the predictions league. But I'm gonna be contrary. I'm gonna say Seth Rollins to win it.
Okay, I don't think it's a bad pick at all.
No, I mean, either of them can feasibly win it, and if you're gonna try and continue the feud on until maybe at least Survivor Series, then. They could end up having some sort of
maybe that could be it actually, because I don't think either of them are going to be in the actual Survivor Series matches themselves, but there could be a last man standing, so you've got that kind of survivor element to it. It would make sense, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah. So I'm picking Rollins there.
Okay.
But if Edge does win it, it's not going to be a surprise. But I suppose if Rollins wins it, it'd be like, well, fair enough. It's not. I've not got I've not got strong feelings either way, really. All right, next one, please, Rach.
Well, the next match I've got is the Queen's Tournament, which is between Selena. I'm going to call her Piper Niven because I can't stand her new name.
Yeah.
Versus Shayna.
Sorry. Selena versus it's a triple threat.
Yeah.
How did he work?
How is it a triple threat? Because I
didn't even realise.
No, I watched the match.
I think so. Hold on, let me just check. Let me check.
Shayna lost. Yeah, Shayna lost.
I'm just checking.
Yeah, okay.
Whether that laptop side.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Sorry, viewers. We're just making sure. I should have probably had the match card up ready. Really. I mean, Rach, your stuff's usually spot on, so I've no reason to disbelieve you. It's just it seemed a surprise to me that. No, according to Wikipedia, it's just it's one-on-one Doudrop versus Zelina Vega. But you reckon Shayna Baszler's in there as well, do you?
Why did I read Shayna Baszler? She might not be.
Yeah, because she got pinned.
It's just one-on-one, the Queen's Crown tournament final, Doudrop versus Zelina Vega. So we'll take it as being what it says on here. I think.
Yeah.
Just in case.
She basically Doudrop fell on her, and she got pinned.
So yeah, they've changed it then since I last looked.
Shayna can't go to Saudi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waters has confirmed Shayna won't.
Maybe that's why they had the result they did.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say I would have personally, I would have picked Shayna to win the whole thing.
Well, you can't. So
I know you can't, but what happened hadn't happened. I mean.
So, Rach, have you got between Doudrop, I know you don't like that name, and Zelina?
I'm going to say Selena, mainly because WWE seemed to be doing something with her since they fired her and then brought her back. So, I'm going to say Selena.
Okay, so the first ever Queen's Crown, and Rach predicts a Zelina Vega victory. Jason Clow.
I'm going to go in the opposite direction. I know she's relatively new on the roster and all the rest of it, but the push that she's had, she very quickly went from being, what's her face's sidekick, Eva Marie, right? Less said about her, the better. I don't see that there's any issue at all with Doudrop not getting it, and I think she's been pushed to such an extent that whether she goes any further is another matter entirely. Look at what happened with Baron Corbin with getting the title. We did CAC. So yeah, I would go with Piper Niven.
Yeah, Doudrop, aka Piper Niven.
Yeah.
Rodder says due to her sexuality, I believe, with Shayna Baszler. Sammy also can't go due to I knew that from when they first started running the Saudi shows that that Sami Zayn wasn't a welcome presence, but there we go. I mean, this tournament, I mean, it didn't promise all that much. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like almost a lifetime away from like the Mae Young Classics, which were really good tournaments. I like the way they were. I liked how they brought in these, women on the independent circuit. It seemed, at that point, WWE they weren't perfect by any stretch, but they were trying new things, and I know a lot of it was beneficial to women's wrestling. But this Queen's Crown thing, what should be a big deal. And it is, it's only one of, it's still early days for women.
It might prove to be
in the Middle East as well, obviously. But I've got no excitement or affection for this thing at all, really.
I think WWE, as far as the women on the Survivor division is concerned, could take a leaf out of AEW with how they did their tournament, because you had the American side, you had the Japanese side, didn't you? And then you had the two at the end fighting. I think
know how to run a decent tournament. WWE know how to do a lot of things that they don't do anymore. Book a coherent, interesting, exciting weekly Monday night show. I mean, I know Raw. I know it seems to have improved in certain.
It has.
But it's still a slog at 3 hours.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It's not.
Yeah, I think they should go back to 2 hours for each, because I think that's plenty.
Yeah, but it's they'll lose revenue and stuff without that third hour. But anyway, that's not really the issue here. I've got to pick between Doudrop and Zelina. I'll go with Doudrop just because I think maybe a babyface win may go down a little better in Saudi Arabia when it's a woman. But, I wish I could care more, but I don't. I'm just not asked like Queen's Crown. Seems almost tokenistic to me. So we brought back King of the Ring. Let's do like a female equivalent, but let's put absolutely hardly any thought into it.
Yeah. Well, you never know. It could propel the person who wins to some level of.
Why would it? Like, I don't even think. I don't even think the King of the Ring's done that in many years.
Oh no, it hasn't. But
people have either just sort of piddled around, sort of like wearing crowns or whatever, or in the case of people like, I suppose Booker T, for instance, they're all already an established star before they even won it. So I mean, we'll get onto the King of the Ring final pretty soon, I'm sure. But So it is what it is. The Queen's Crown. But I'm going with Doudrop just because I think a face victory in Riyadh might be a little more likely. But I don't know. Anyway, here we go with more Crown Jewel. Rach, what's next?
The King of the Ring match.
Well, there we go.
Yes, indeed. So there you are.
It's the Men's Queen's Cup match.
It's Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods.
Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods for the King of the Ring. First King of the Ring in a couple of years-ish or so. Obviously, Baron Corbin was the last tournament winner. Okay, Rach, what have you got to say about this one?
I was not really that bothered with it. I mean, I like Finn Balor, but Yeah, I'm just going to say Finn Balor to win.
Okay.
Finn Balor to win the King of the Ring tournament, says Rach. Ryan Milkey has come in saying, yo, we're higher, Ryan. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for coming in. And he also says Woods looks like he might win this one. Well, yeah, we'll see what Not Suitable for Mum's got to say about the King of the Ring.
Well, again, this could be one of the better matches. I'm actually quite looking forward to this one and see what it brings, because they're both good, good wrestlers. I mean, Finn Balor's got his years of experience in singles competition. Woods, not so much, but I've seen him wrestle with singles competitor, and the guy's got talent. It's just a question of whether how significant this is. If they're not overly worried about it, then it could go to anybody. It's a tough call. I think Balor doesn't really need it. Balor doesn't need anything extra. I mean, he's got momentum on his side. I think they are pushing a lot more than they have in a few years. It would be nice to see Woods doing something on his own. And you don't know what's going to happen with the draft, whether the two will go their own separate ways when they get over there. They could well do. And it'd be nice to have, if you like, the third member of New Day doing something, rather than just being a tag team wrestler. So I'm going to go with Xavier.
Jason says Xavier Woods. Justin Fireborn is in the chat. Hi, Justin. Thanks for joining us, matey.
Everyone's saying yo tonight.
Yeah. Perhaps yo-yos are coming back. They are due again, I would say. Yeah. God, that was terrible.
Well, you are.
Okay, King of the Ring final. Well, I mean, I'm a little more invested in this. Not a lot, because I was kind of over the King of the Ring thing when it stopped being a pay-per-view and just started being like a TV kind of thing years ago. But I'm a little more invested in this. I mean, I'm always happy to see a Finn Balor match.
Yeah.
It's a rare opportunity, as you say, for Xavier Woods to have a bit of a single showcase. And I mean, he's the one who, it seems like a bit of a kind of crappy ambition to me. He's the one who's always said, the only thing I want to win is like a solo guy in WWE is the King of the Ring tournament.
Sorry.
Hashtag corn. It's really like I don't know if Leroy's lending it out at the moment, Justin. You might have to message him and ask him about that. Knowing the amount of corn Abby cooks, he'll probably need it sooner or later. Yeah. So you'll have to get your own, mate. But
I'll send you in that trade box, mate. When I'm sending you.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be the pinnacle. I mean, I'm not including all his tag team titles with the new Day. Obviously, that's that's some great achievements in of itself. But they might give Woods the King of the Ring crown because he's the one who's actually said publicly, "I would love to be King of the Ring." Or they could, knowing what a sadist Vince McMahon is, he could just have let Woods get all the way to the final and then have him chop right out to Balor.
Yeah.
And then, Vince McMahon has a good chuckle about it and backstage. Oh, that sounds like Jason's laugh, right? Sorry, Woods, pal.
You're fired.
No. Well, I'll go with Woods. I'll believe in the as fairy tales go. It's not one that I think is brilliant, but like I say, it should be a good match. I'm slightly more interested in this than I am in the Queen's Crown, Queen of the Ring, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go with Xavier Woods, and Jason makes a good point. Finn Balor certainly doesn't need to be King of the Ring. He is the prince, after all.
Indeed.
Who has to die for him to become king? His dad? Prince Charles? Who knows? Plus, he's Irish, and they don't have royalty over there. They haven't had a monarch since they declared independence in the late 1920s. Oh, don't get me started on Irish history. It's a bit of a favoured subject of mine. That so
yes,
yeah. Get ready. My history of Ireland stream will be broadcasting next week at around this time. It won't really. If I thought that people would actually sit and listen to me, then I would do that. But anyway. Just before we go to the next match, just checking on the chat. Justin's just saying hello to Ryan, and he pops into the wrestling stream on occasion. Helps me keep in touch as I don't watch much wrestling. I don't watch much wrestling, to be honest, but I just try and keep abreast of stuff just so I can do these every month. Right, so we've still got some matches in Crown Jewel to go. Rach, what have you got for us now?
It's a no-hold-barred match.
Oh, bloody hell.
Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. I'm already going to make my prediction. Goldberg.
There you go.
Okay, right. Nice and quick. No holds barred. Goldberg, Lashley. Rach says Goldberg. Weirdly, I'd actually forgotten this match. I don't know why I'd forgotten, but this is one I'd actually forgotten were taking place.
So you're saying Goldberg, yeah?
Goldberg, Lashley.
Okay.
And if he spends too long on it, debating this one, Rachel, I will mute him, so don't worry.
No,
yeah, that's way too long. He's been muted. There we are. Right, so having a look at the chat while Jason's muted when he thinks upon his behaviour. Ryan, you'd listen to me chat. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. Thing is, every time I do a live stream, I seem to have Jason as a co-host. So, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, really. Mm-hmm. Right, Jason, you're unmuted. Who have you got for us in this one?
Right, you haven't. Oh, yes, right. Okay. Sorry, I was still saying I was muted. Right, no. This is the one match that nobody really cares about. I think it's up there with the putting in a big name. Just to attract Saudi fans.
I was hoping he would think on that muted and just come out with who he's picking right away.
All right, I'll pick who I'm picking now. All right, and I'll pick who I'm picking. That's fine. I'll pick Goldberg. There you go.
Yeah. So 2 for Goldberg, and make it 3 for Goldberg. Yeah. I'm not gonna be hypocritical and start going on and trying to analyse this match when I've tried to encourage Jason just to give a quick prediction for it. Just Goldberg is still relevant. Well,
as relevant as he ever was, I think.
Of a fashion, yeah. Ryan, R.I.P. Lashley. Yeah, I mean, Goldberg's got to get his win back. I say back. Well, yeah. Anyway, there we are. It'll be what it is, like short and sweet. Well, not even sweet, but short anyway.
Yeah.
Like Jason, he's short and certainly not sweet. Well, his mother says he's sweet, but...
yeah, well, there you go.
Anyway, moving on. Rachel, next one.
The next match I've got is the WWE Championship between Big E versus Drew McIntyre.
Okay, right. This is a more interesting proposition. I'm sure we can discuss this a little bit more than the intense classic that Goldberg and Lashley promises to be. But Big E versus Drew McIntyre for the World Wrestling Entertainment Heavyweight Championship of the World. Rach, who have you picked for this one?
Do I think Drew is going to win it? Probably sometime down in the future. But Big E's only just won it, hasn't he? Remind me when did...
Yeah, and it's not been champ too long, so he won it on that Raw that was, what was it, like between SummerSlam and Extreme Rules, was it?
Yeah, so what, 6 weeks? Something like that, if that.
Yeah, so I can't see her taking the belt off him just yet. So I'm going to say Big E.
Big E to retain. So, I think to consider, I think McIntyre's heading over to SmackDown after Crown Jewel because of the draft. So, he's likely to be he's likely to be mixing it up with the likes of Roman Reigns at some point again, isn't he? So
that could be quite good.
Yeah. So 1 for Big E there. Jason, Big E versus
Yeah,
McIntyre.
I think I'm going to have to go along with what Rach said pretty much. I also got a funny feeling that Drew is going to get his chance closer to Mania, right? And the reason I say that is because when he was champ, he never really got to celebrate it properly, did he? In front of a live audience. Not really.
No, but I mean that's
I know. I'm not saying they will give it to him, but I can see him being at the main event in Mania at Mania, regardless of who it's against. Whether he wins or not is another matter entirely. But I can see him having his WrestleMania moment. So I think on that logic, Big E's going to retain, and again because he's not held the title for very long. And we've not really seen where he's going with it, have we? We haven't really had much chance to see whether he's going to be a good champ or not. So, yeah, Big E for me.
Big E Langston. Well, he hasn't been called Langston in years, but to retain. It's a fairly easy one, I think, to call this. With McIntyre going to SmackDown, Big E having not held the title that long. I think Big E, we're going to see him champion probably till, January. I mean, there's this day one pay-per-view and, he'll probably still be champion come the Rumble at the end of January, maybe even beyond. Big E could be defending a world title at next year's WrestleMania. It's perfectly possible. As for McIntyre's WrestleMania moment, I don't know. I think him versus Reigns, that's going to happen at some point. But I can see it happening, day one, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, that kind of thing, rather than WrestleMania itself. I think Roman Reigns needs something a little bit extra special. I mean, I don't think it's got to be The Rock next year, but it's got to be.
No.
Well, hopefully it is. I don't know, but it'll be The Rock eventually. Big E. This one's an easy pick, really. Big E to retain. That's all I've got to say on that one. Shouldn't have too many matches left now. If we
another two,
three,
couple. Oh, another three.
Right, okay.
So 3 more matches. Oh, just before we get to that, Justin, maybe a draw with Mac and Big E.
It's possible.
Well, I mean, they're both baby faces technically, but I still think there'll be a clear winner. All right, Rach, next match, please.
Well, the next one I've got written down is the Raw Tag Titles between RK Bro and it's versus AJ Styles and Omos. Is it?
Omos.
Omos. Not almost, Omos.
Omos. Yeah, I said Omos.
Yeah.
I'm going to say RK Bro.
RK Bro. Says Rach. They won the titles from Styles and Omos, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Okay. Nice quick pick there from Rachel. Jason Herbert Clow. What do you say?
I bet. Choose Cuthbert. I don't know. I think RK Bro, simply because I want to see AJ go off and do something new. Right? He's stuck at the moment. I think with Omos. I mean, Omos is okay, but he's not by no means the greatest wrestler in the world, is he? Let's be honest.
No.
And Omos could go off and do something else on his own. And yes, I like that comment. Yeah, that's a good comment. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with our RK Bro because, as I say, I want to see AJ go off and do something else, something new, go back to being the phenomenal one. And he can't do that if he's got the tag team titles.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, just flashed up Pop Teet's comment there. Hello, Pop Teet. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think Drew probably will have a heel run. Maybe next year. I would hazard a guess. I can see him being like the sort of mid-card title. I can't remember which title will be on SmackDown after the draft, whether it be US or Intercontinental. But I can see him holding whichever one who's on SmackDown of those for a time, just because of Reigns. When Reigns will be doing other stuff. You can't have everyone at the top of the card holding the world title. So. But going back to this one, yeah, I've not got a lot to add on this. I like RK Bro. I like Riddle, which is a bit of a contentious opinion in these parts. But, I don't know. I'm not saying he's been booked perfectly, but he amuses me, and that counts for something nowadays in WWE, as far as I'm concerned. Pop Heat says RK Bro should win, then drop to the Street Profits. I'm trying to think where the Street Profits are going to be. I don't know. I've really lost track. What with the draft and everything. We've got to do Reigns versus Drew. Yeah. So Orton and Riddle. I'll go with here. Not got much else to say on it particularly.
Okay.
Right. So, penultimate crown jewel bout, please, Rachel Kappa.
Well, that's what I've got written down is the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship between Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Sasha.
Right, so triple threat match, women's title. Oh, might that be why you got confused and you put the Queen's crown down as triple threat?
Yeah.
Women's. I'm not saying that was. I mean, it's an easy mistake to make, but that's the sort of thing that if I'd make a mistake,
Sasha and Shayna, similar names.
Yeah. So a triple threat. It's Becky Lynch, it's Sasha Banks, and it's Bianca Belair. Rachel, what have you got to say about this one?
Sasha doesn't need the title back. Becky,
not yet, anyway.
No, not yet. Becky, how she won it, I still think wasn't right. How they did that.
It was crap. I mean, we talked about it last month. It was that SummerSlam, comeback and just the way Bianca got jobbed out. It was shits. That really was.
So I'm going to say Bianca.
Okay. Bianca Belair to regain the women's strap, says Rach. Here's someone who knows about straps or strap-ons. Anyway, Jason.
Since when?
Prediction.
That's a Lee thing, not mine.
Since I just said so. Well, yeah, but you stayed over at his house, so you will have seen all his gear. Yeah, and he's sitting over at yours.
No, he kept that hidden. He kept that hidden, mate. Oh, it's right. He's not going to put them on the ceiling now, is he?
I don't know, knowing him.
Very true, very true.
They've got a big fucking dead dodo stood.
Yeah, that's a dodo, by the way, not a dildo.
Yeah. I think they made a mistake. I think they misread the order.
Yeah, I think they did as well.
Anyway, that's a lovely tangent, wasn't it?
Yeah. Right. Anyway, on to the business at hand. I agree about Sasha. I don't see her getting it at all. Not for a good while yet. They may even wait till Bailey comes back. I don't know. To be honest with you, I totally agree about the business with Bianca losing the 26 seconds. It's an absolute travesty. I think it was ridiculous. Yes, I know they wanted to bring Becky back and put the title on her, but did they really need to do it like that? No. I don't think so. But I think Becky's going to retain simply because it's the thing that she hasn't had it very long, right? I think Bianca eventually may get it off of her eventually, but it's just a case of when. I think now's too soon, so I'm going to stick with Becky.
Becky to retain. Okay. Just having a look at some of the chat before I make my prediction. Becky taking the belt like that was done to make everyone want to root for Belair and work towards the bigger. Yeah, you can see that kind of feeling, but it didn't land. Probably it didn't work, did it? Let's be honest. Justin, as shirtless as Leroy is, I'm surprised he doesn't own harnesses. Okay. You'll have to ask Jason. I mean, Jason's claiming he didn't get a tour of the sex dungeon, but it's nowhere near the dreaded corny drains, is it? That dungeon?
No, definitely not.
Oh, good. So, I'm gonna see it. You think there might be at least one title change in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Just to pop the crowd. So, I don't know if it. Tricky one. I don't think it's going to be Sasha. I think Rach and Jace, you two are spot on there, really. I mean, Bianca needs, I would like to see her win it back and then, not be jobbed out in such a shitty fashion again. But Becky Lynch is like the sort of pinnacle of the women's division in a lot of ways, and
yeah,
now that she's got the belt, WWE might want us to have a big old long run with it. I don't know.
Possible.
I can't even remember if any of these women are going elsewhere during the draft, to be honest. I mean, if I could remember what any of them were doing, that might sway my decision, but I can't. So, yeah, in a way, that's good, really, because it won't influence my prediction.
I won't say anything.
I'll blow it. I'm gonna, because I've not predicted a title change yet. I don't think. I'm trying to think back now. I'm going to say Bianca Belair. Yeah, Bianca Belair. If Becky retains, then that's not going to be a surprise. But I do want to see Bianca get a win back.
That would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah. So there we are.
I'll be quite happy to, forget the point, as it were, if it means that Bianca gets it back.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I try and make my predictions with my head rather than my heart, but sometimes you do want to go with, I just really like this guy or this girl. I want to go, I want them to win such and such. But so there we are.
There's 2 matches left.
Oh, there's
2 matches.
Oh, yeah. So this one's the ultimate one. I misspoke earlier on. Profound apologies. But it is the penultimate match now. Rach, what is it?
It's the Usos versus the Hurt Business. This was the one just literally announced when we went on there.
Yeah, I was going to say it seemed like last minute.
So is it a title match or is it not?
No, just a non-title.
Non-title match. So yeah, non-title match, but it does involve the SmackDown Tag Champions.
It does indeed.
The Usos versus the Hurt Business. Presumably that'll be Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
It is. Yep.
Sounds like a little bit of a pre-show match to me, this, but you never know. It might be on the card. Yeah. I don't suppose it really makes a lot of difference to us, if to anyone else. Rach, who have you got for this one?
I don't know much about the Hurt Business. because I don't watch very much. I don't
Well,
watch Raw.
they're in business and they like to hurt people.
I just read.
There you go. You've learned all you need to know about them.
I think the Usos are going to win by their usual cheating tactics. So I'm going to say the Usos.
Okay.
Jimmy and Jay Uso says, "Great." NSFM, who have you got?
Well,
tag team encounter.
I think I'm going to go for the Hurt Business because they had all that messing about where they split them up and arguments with Bobby, and then they turned on each other, blah blah blah, and then they've gotten back together. Why put them back together if you're not going to do anything with them?
There was no need.
And as this is
in the first place, in my opinion.
Sorry.
There was no need to split them up in the first place. In my
exactly.
Opinion. They were a good little group. It made no sense at all.
No, agreed. So, I think because this is a non-title match, right? That they're going to win. Therefore, put them in contention for a title match somewhere down the line, whenever that happens to be. Because Usos are going to need some competition, and both of those guys are damn good talents who I think have been underutilized. So, give them something to do, and let's get a little thing going. So yeah, I'm going to go for the Hurt Business. Okay.
Interesting. It's two heel teams as well, isn't it? I've just realised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strange that. It's face versus face King of the Ring final, which was fair enough, and face versus face WWE title, but heel versus heel match seems
pretty much.
Peculiar. I mean, I suppose I know the Usos are kind of sort of nosing around on Raw and with Lesnar and everything, but by order of Reigns. But it just seems a little bit of an oddity, this match. But when Rach first reminded me of this match was going on, at first I was thinking, Usos will win, but you'd make quite a compelling argument there, Jay. So yeah, you know what? With it being non-title, I'm gonna agree with Jason on it. I was gonna go for the Usos right up until Jason actually spoke some sense. Same time next decade, Jason.
Yeah.
Blimey. Paddy's comic comes around more often than that. So, yeah, I'll go with Hurt Business when you're getting a bit of a fluke win, as we know obviously Reigns ain't going to get involved. It's not.
Yeah.
It's unlikely anyway. Especially for what with him wrestling, in what will, I'm sure, be the main event, and we'll be getting onto that in one moment. And that moment is now upon us because I think Rach has got the final crown jewel match for us to preview.
And there was me thinking I was going to fit them all on one bit of paper.
Yeah.
Well, the last match is the Universal title. Babes with Paul Heyman versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay, so for the WWE Championship of the Universe, it's Roman Reigns defending his title against Brock Lesnar. I think some people on social media called this the Heyman Derby, which, as a casual football fan, I quite appreciated that reference. But that probably means nothing to you, Rach and Chase. So, because I know you're not into football, so.
Not really.
No. So, yeah. Calling this the Heyman Derby it's not going to resonate with you very much. But I don't know. I heard that term a couple of days ago. And I thought, that's good because, anyway, I won't Jay-splain it, but, bloody hell, we've had enough of that. over the years. So, Universal title match, Rach. Who have you got in this one?
I hope it's not going to go the way I think it's going to go. Because he does not need the belt and he's only a part-timer. I'm going to say Roman, but I'm praying that it isn't going to be Brock.
Yeah, I can get that.
Roman says Rach, worried about a Brock Lesnar victory. Oh, but Brock Lesnar's he's lovable now. He's got the funny hair and... that's hardly like I'm preaching to the choir here, is it? I mean, yeah. I know Jason's often said, and I'll put this out publicly, he's often said that he could probably take Brock Lesnar in a real shoot fight. So, he despises him that much, he would muster up superhuman strength to the 4'5" short arse to take down the meat mountain that is Brock.
I'll jump up on a step ladder and headbutt the fucker.
Yeah. Well, that might work, Jace, but there's no sense, there's no feeling and all that. So Ryan says genius term, I think refers to the Heyman Derby there. All right, Jason, who have you got in this one?
Yeah, okay, well I am going to go with Roman, I think, because his run's been decent. I think they would be incredibly short-sighted to cut it short, like doing it in this match and just giving it to Brock, because you know how Brock much cares about WWE as a whole. The only thing I would say, rather than the match, I've been more intrigued with the storyline. I'm waiting. Yeah. So I thought you were rolling your eyes then for a minute. No, but I've been more intrigued with the storyline about where Heyman's allegiances lie.
Yeah.
So I could see some shenanigans going on. But no, I'm gonna go with Roman as well, because it just makes, to my eyes, it makes more sense to keep the title on him. Brock is a hell of a competitor, but he's also a colossal moose knuckle.
You just I was about to say you just complimented Lesnar, but then you just took it away right with that.
Hey,
you do know I saved these streets. All I need to do is DM Brock Lesnar with a link to this, and a timestamp, and he'll come around and have you, Jace.
Anyway,
Jason get a knock on the door and it's the Beast incarnate standing there.
Yeah.
Saying, "What have you been saying about me, you little shit?" I said I could headbutt you if I stood on step ladder. And you're a moose knuckle.
I might not get anywhere, but at least I've had a go.
He's still wanting this fight. Bloody hell. Clone versus Lesnar. God, I hope someone does it. Yeah.
Probably be over in 5 seconds flat, but depends on when it's no hold barred though. If I can use weapons, then I'll be okay.
Well, yeah. just sit on his face and trump Jace.
Well, that would work, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
you might actually stand a chance of winning there. Yeah. Okay,
anyway, Jimmy, over to you, mate.
Yes, over to me. Thank you. Just before I make my prediction, Justin says, as much as I dislike Lesnar, I pick him as I don't much like Roman. It's really in the air as they're both showboaters. Sorry, my cadence was weird there. Okay. By
the way, I've got a message for Brock. Oh, maybe not.
See even your colon is Sprite in the Lesnar really. That's second thoughts. Like, no, I'm not coming back, not until he drops this Lesnar business.
Sorry about
that. Heyman is he's the interesting factor in this. Now, Reigns shouldn't lose. I've said it before, and I'll say it every month while ever he's he's Universal Champion. I think Reigns needs to be champion for a long, long time. It'll give the belt some credibility.
Yeah.
It'll give Reigns some it'll sustain his credibility. With I think he's done a smashing job as a heel over the past year. I mean,
he has. Yeah.
just you compare it to that. I mean, his babyface run was just utter wank, really, for me. It's because it was just being force fed down the throats all the time. It was and it doesn't help when you've got WWE writers giving your top babyfaces and your top champions really shitty lines as well.
Yeah, well,
it's. I mean, WWE's overly scripted now. We know that it's not really, anything we can debate and dissect particularly, other than to say, well, yeah, it's kind of shit.
Pardon me.
That's how it is. Thank you for that.
That's right. That's my feelings on the subject.
Yeah. I could see some non-finish or some schmaltz kind of DQ or maybe even like TKO. I'm not sure Lesnar's going to want to lay down for Reigns as such in Riyadh, but it wouldn't make any sense for Lesnar to win that title. Probably disappear. I mean, maybe he might show up on SmackDown a little more if he was champion, but
yeah.
Not
well, you got the free agent thing as well. Don't forget with him.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so show up on Raw, but then again, like Lesnar kind of shows up when he wants to, and I don't mind that about him. But really, I've still got memories of him being
not when he's got the title, mate,
and him not defending the belt on a lot of pay-per-views. And if WWE only had like 4 or even 6 pay-per-views a year, it perhaps wouldn't matter. But when they were trying to book at least 12 a year, then you need your top champions, putting a shift in, really.
Yep.
Wouldn't that fight be illegal? Lightweight versus heavyweight, Jace versus Lesnar. Yeah.
Depends how much food I've eaten beforehand.
Yeah.
Then I might be heavyweight.
Well, I still think with Jason's flatulence problem, he actually stands a better chance than we give him credit for. Really, if he can get Lesnar down on the ground and or maybe in some sort of Dutch oven kind of position, although that means going to bed with him, Jay. So you all right with that? I mean, seeing as how he's your least favourite person, I think sleeping with him's possibly off the table then.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to go down that route. Thank you very much.
But you are considering it, though.
A win's a win, mate.
Oh, there you go. Yep, it's gonna be Dutch oven rolls. God, what? God, that'd be a great gimmick match, wouldn't it?
Yeah, my finishing move, mate.
A Dutch oven match. Sounds like something you might have got in the Attitude Era with like some of the Divas or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Hot boxing. Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
I still need to make my prediction. I think there's some sort of shady finish here. There's going to be like some sort of iffy finish, just so it affects all parties, and maybe it'll have something to do with Heyman. He's the intriguing factor in it. But I will go with Roman Reigns here. Yeah, Roman Reigns is my pick. It's locked in.
Yep.
Roman Reigns to somehow come out of Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia with the title, leaving Brock Lesnar free to move on to his next feud.
Yeah.
A special dwarf versus giant match with Jason Clow.
Exactly.
Coming to a pay-per-view near
there is one thing to consider as well with the whole Paul Heyman thing. You said about shenanigans. Paul proving his allegiance to Roman. So Roman wins by DQ.
Yeah. I could see a DQ finish. I mean, it's likely to be the main event, and really, like, a main event should have like some sort of definitive finish. It doesn't have to be clean.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't always happen, does it? Let's be honest.
No, it doesn't. So let's see how we get on. But
and it would make sense.
Intriguing stuff. Also, these Saudi Arabia pay-per-views, they're kind of an oddball sort of thing for me. But, I think on the whole, this should be watchable at the very least. It might be a bit car crashing places.
Yeah.
I mean, don't forget,
well,
Goldberg back for another payday.
I'm glad they've only, if you like, got one of the, if you like, celebrity matches, shall we call them, for all intents and purposes, i.e., digging out someone who hasn't wrestled for a while.
Oh,
because that's what they seem to do in Crown Jewel, isn't it? I mean, they brought Shawn Michael out of retirement.
I just wondered who you're referring to.
Yeah.
He's not telling us, folks. So,
anyway, there we go.
I think he's on about that Mr. Bean versus Pee Wee Herman exhibition that will cancelled straight after.
That'd be pretty funny, actually.
I'll be Team Bean all day long there because I love Rowan Atkinson, and I always felt Pee Wee Herman was a bit of an annoyance, really. But anyway.
He was, yes, I would agree with that. It's either that or Ernest, isn't it? One of the two.
I don't really remember Ernest very well. So.
No.
Giovanni.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, there you go. On that note.
So there we are. We have predicted Crown Jewel. Vicky will leave her predictions in the.
Yeah, I'll get hold of her and find out.
Yeah, before. She needs to do it probably within under 24 hours, really. If the pay-per-view kicks off at 5 p.m. I mean, really, she needs to do it before the pre-show in case any of these matches are on the pre-show.
Yeah, no, I should get hold of her
by 4 p.m. tomorrow. But we will sort that out in private. But there we are. So our next wrestling stream will be Survivor Series. I can't remember what date Survivor Series is.
Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, well, yeah, if it doesn't take you too long.
Won't take very long. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it's going to be for a while yet, though.
No, I get the feeling it's going to be that sort of end of November, but let's have a look. I might be able to get November 21st, apparently. So, November the 21st.
Yeah.
So next wrestling prediction stream will be, I think, the 20th. Which I'm assuming is a Saturday. Let me just double check. Yep, that looks like a Saturday to me. We'll see you all again in 4 weeks. Obviously, I'll be doing like a general stream at least a couple of times before that.
I just had one idea for a match. They said about celebrity matches.
Okay.
Wayne Deacon versus Bobcat Guthwaite, or what his name is, Police Academy.
Who?
You know the one I mean, the squeaky bloke. Oh, Joe Pasquale. There you go. Wayne Deacon versus Joe Pasquale.
Police Academy film.
Yeah.
I think I've seen most of the first one. I think.
Yeah.
But so.
Bobcat Goldthwait, or whatever his name is.
It didn't land for me particularly well there, Jace. But
all right, fair enough. Well, I was just say Joe Pasquale then. There we go.
Joe Pasquale, yeah. That means more to me, that one. Fair enough. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Justin, if you don't know who Joe Pasquale is, don't bother looking him up because he's not worth bothering. We've got Wayne Deacon. That's the only squeaky voiced comedian we need. Back for Survivor Series on the 20th of November. I'll be doing probably not this Friday, but from next Friday, Quiplash will be back, all being well, or my general Friday night, whatever it is. We'll say our goodbye. So thank you to my panelists, Rach Kappa and Not Suitable for Mom.
Thank you very much.
Please join us again for Survivor Series or the Survivor Series discussion next month. And I said next week then. I've been talking to you. I want to go and rest my voice now. All right. Cheers, everyone.